This one is a great one to start your day. There's a little bit of gentle core work, there's some stretching and mobility, basically exercises that are going to wake you up and leave you feeling energized and ready to tackle the day ahead. So we're going to start standing and we're going to have a mat in front of us. So standing nice and tall, we're going to think about that piece of string coming up through the spine. And as we take our first big in-breath, we're just going to think about that piece of string pulling us up towards the ceiling so we're nice and tall. And then as we exhale, just relaxing the shoulders, letting the arms go heavy at our sides. And again, big breath in. As you do, grow tall through the spine. As you exhale, just let the arms go heavy, the shoulders drop down. One more time, big breath in through the nose. Growing tall as we do, letting the shoulders drop down and relax beside us on the out breath. Lovely. Next big in-breath, we're going to take the arms wide, sweep them up to the ceiling. And this time, as we reach the crown of the head or the back of the head up towards the ceiling with that piece of string, the fingertips are going to do it too. So we're going to reach everything nice and tall. And then as we open the arms wide, we're going to stretch and open the chest. So taking the arms outside of your vision if you can. And then as they reach your sides, you're going to nod your chin around your shoulders and slowly roll down to the floor. Now, if it's not comfortable this morning through your back, you can just walk your hands down your legs. You don't need to let the arms go floppy. You can walk the hands down the legs. When you get to the bottom, it's a big breath in. You're looking back between your legs, so you've got a nice relaxed neck and shoulders. Big breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to roll back up. So you're tucking the tailbone under, and you're going to gradually rebuild the spine all the way from the base. Up you go. Head and shoulders are very relaxed until the last moment. Then the shoulders go back, head comes on top. And we go again, big breath in. We're reaching the fingertips and the back of the head or the piece of string, whatever you want to think about, up towards the ceiling so we're nice and tall. And then we open the arms wide, chest nice and open, stretch out. As the arms reach our sides, we're nodding the chin, rounding the shoulders, rolling down through the spine. Either walking the hands down the legs or you can let them hang. It's up to you. When I say let them hang, I mean the arms. Let them arms hang. Big breath in at the bottom, slowly roll back up. Again, walking the hands up the legs if you need to. Head and shoulders come last. Good. Again, this time adding in a bit of a side stretch. So we reach up to the ceiling first. And then we're going to go side to side with the hands, just letting them guide the upper body side to side for that lateral stretch through the spine. Starting to wake the spine up in that direction. A couple of times to each side. And then open the arms, open the chest, roll it down. Good. We've got one more after this one. So all the way down to the floor, heavy head, heavy arms, big breath in, slowly roll back up. So remember, keep your vision between your legs as you come back up. So we've got a nice relaxed neck and shoulders. Good, last time, reaching tall. Fingertips stretch up, a little side to side. Brilliant. Back to center, arms open wide. We're going to come down and stay down. So arms wide, chin to chest. Roll the shoulders. Down to the floor. Good. When you get there this time, you can either have the hands on the floor or on arms resting on your thighs. Doesn't matter which. Knees are soft to start. I say it doesn't matter whether your hands are down or your arms are resting on your thighs, whatever's more comfortable for you in your back. And then we're going to straighten one leg at a time. So as we straighten the leg, we're just going to push the weight gently into that leg. So we feel that stretch from the hip all the way down that leg. And then we're going to release, bend into the knee again, straighten on the other side, push the weight into that leg. Feel that stretch for around a breath. And then bend the knee, take it back to the other side. So just gently moving side to side. You can move at your own pace, obviously. Just keep the breath flowing. Do that weight transfer. Feel that stretch going down the back of the leg, all the way from the hip to the ankle. Good. Last ones. And then bending into both knees, we're just going to come down into a crouch and we're just going to wake up those feet and ankles. So hands a little bit ahead of you and keeping the big toe down, we're going to roll over that big toe, tap the knees on the floor and then roll back. And again, roll and tap the knees and come back. So waking up those feet and ankles, and you can stay with this with the hands down, so it's a little bit more mobility based, or if you want to add some strength into the core and into the feet and ankles themselves, you can take the hands up and just do the same movement but keeping the hands off the floor and going into a little balance when the knees come back up. Good. So you tap and then balance. Let's go. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, good, one more, 1. Whoop, put the hands down if they weren't already, and then just walk it out so you're in a box position, so all fours. And we just want to have the wrists either under the shoulders or a little bit ahead of them, knees under the hips. And then just take a moment to flex and arch through that lower back. So tucking the tailbone under so the back arches, and then lifting the tailbone so that the back dips towards the floor. And just do that a couple of times in those two extreme positions, just for a little bit of lower back mobility. But also we can then easily find that midpoint between those two extremes, and that's where we want to pause and hold. So find that middle ground, and we want to feel that connection at the front of the body. So we've got that rib to hip connection gently pulling towards each other. And that's going to help us with our balance now, because we want to imagine that tray of drinks on our back. We don't want them to spill, so we're going to stay as still as possible through the centre. We're going to extend one leg at a time out behind. So we reach the leg behind, and then we're going to lift it up as high as we can without the belly dropping to the floor. And then we bring it back underneath. Same on the other side. Extend the leg away. So reach first, get that stretch in the leg, and then lift it up as high as you can. Don't let the belly drop. Bring it underneath. Extend away first, lift without the belly dropping. As you're doing this, just gently press away from the floor with the hands. We've got the shoulders active and working with us. We've got a couple more to each side. Good, we're going to start to add the opposite arm, but we're going to add in a little stretch to it. So the next one, opposite arm's going to extend as well. So reach away first, reach the fingers and the toes in the opposite direction. Then you're going to lift them up. Then we're going to pause and we're going to bring them in underneath us. So elbow and the knee are going to travel towards each other. As they do, you round the spine into a cat stretch. Then you're going to lengthen back out again through the arm and leg, but also through the spine. And then you're going to bring the arm and leg underneath you. Same on the other side. Reach the arm and leg away. Lift them up. And then elbow and knee come in the middle. See if you can get them to touch. Don't worry if you can't. Rounding the spine for a stretch. Reach away. And then back underneath. Good, keep that going. Lengthen first. Lift them up. Round the spine. Lengthen away. And then underneath. Lengthen and lift. Round. Extend away. And under. Good. The next time you have round underneath you, lengthen out. Next time you have your right arm out, we're going to pause there. So we're going to lengthen. We're going to lift up. We're going to do that curl. Lengthen away. We're going to keep the leg up if you can, but if it feels like too much, just bring it in underneath you. Or alternatively, just bring it to the floor for a bit of balance, because we're going to circle that right arm. So the leg stays still, the right arm stays up nice and high, and we're going to circle it all the way to our side, and then we can take it around and in front again. Circle it all the way to our side, reach it in front. Good, that's 2, this is 3. We're going for 6 in total. Keep it up nice and high for 3. Keep the body nice and still for 2. Push into the supporting hand. 1. Reach in front, then bring everything underneath you again. Same thing on the other side. Lengthen, lift, curl under, do that stretch first, so elbow to knee. Reach back and away. Keeping the arm long, keeping it nice and high. If you can, keep the leg up or bring it in underneath you. And we're going to circle that left arm all the way to your side and then reach in front. Keep it up nice and high for 2, 3, 4, good, 2 more, up nice and high, last one, brilliant. Bring everything back underneath you. Just sit the weight back for a second in your child pose, reaching your arms away from you. So walk the fingertips away, drop the head down between the arms. Couple of big breaths here. Lovely. We're going to turn this shoulder stretch into a little bit of a hip stretch as well now. So in your own time, just gradually start to move your knees apart. So we've got the bottom sitting back towards the heels. I'm just moving the knees a little bit wider. So I've got them to the edge of the mat, but if you want to go wider, you can. Again, just press the chest down towards the floor to start so you get that chest shoulder stretch. Walk the fingertips away. A couple of big breaths there. Good. And then we're going to start to wake up the hips. So we're going to walk the hands in. And we're going to rock the weight forwards and backwards. So taking it forward over the wrists and then back over the heels. And what you can do if you want to extend that hip stretch is you can gradually move the feet apart. So obviously the further apart the feet go, the more intense that hip stretch is going to feel. So you can just play it however you feel on any day. Sometimes you feel like you can stretch more than others. So just play around with how far apart you can get your feet, or maybe you just leave them where they are. Good. For 6. Try and go as far back as you can, bottom towards the heels. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, good, and 1. Now we're going to stay with the knees wide, so I'm going to bring the feet back together so we can maintain that a bit longer. Sit the weight back onto the heels again. Walk the hands in towards you, and we're going to do a thread needle. So we're going to pick up the right hand, thread it through between the left hand and knee as far as you can, reach down, pressing into the left hand for a little bit more twist, and then unthread and try and rotate the other way. So use the arm to guide the upper body into that rotation the other direction, and then come back. Same thing with the left arm, threading it through, pressing into the right hand even for a little bit more twist. And then unthreading, using that left arm to guide you round with that chest. 2 more to each side. Reach through, unthread, reach through. Big breaths. As you move, obviously, we're moving through rotating around the rib cage, so we don't want to hold the breath because that will tighten up all the muscles. Make it a lot harder to move, so keep the breath flowing as you do these. We've got 1 more in each direction. Last time, left arm threading through. And then unthread the other way. Brilliant. And then from there, just walk the knees in, so they're roughly hip distance. We're going to tuck the toes under so we get a little bit more of that foot and ankle stretch. So keep the weight down through the big toe, try not to let the ankles roll out. And then we're going to walk the hands forward, and we're going to do a little flow for the back, for the feet, the ankles, a little bit of a hamstring stretch as well. So walk the fingertips as far away as you can, big breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale, you're lifting the bottom off the heels, but as you do, you're going into a cat stretch. You're tucking the tailbone under, rounding the spine, taking the weight all the way forward over the wrists, and at the last moment you can drop the hips, lift the chest into your cobra. So as you drop into your cobra, squeeze the bottom, press the hips down, push the shoulders back, so we slightly squeeze the shoulder blades together, really open the chest, lift nice and tall, and then big breath in there, and then you're going to go from there to downward dog. So you're going to lift the bottom, send the weight back into the heels for that ankle, calf, hamstring stretch. Head goes back between the arms, we're pushing away from the floor. And then we're going to bend into the knees and we're back to the start. And again, big breath in. Exhale as we cat stretch up towards the ceiling, lifting the bottom, taking the weight forward onto the wrists. Hips press down, chest lifts up, open across the collarbone, big breath in. As you exhale, up into your downward dog. Weight back into the heels, pressing into the hands. And then slowly lower back down into the knees. We've got 2 more. When you're ready, big breath in. Exhale, round the spine. Go forward, drop the hips. Lift the chest, open across the collarbone. Lovely. Push up into your downward dog. Weight into the heels, head back between the arms. And then bend into the knees. We've got 1 more. But this one we're not going to come out of the downward dog. So when you're ready, round the spine, go up into your cat stretch. Go all the way forward. We've got the chest up, hips down, and we're pushing those collarbones open. So gently squeezing the shoulder blades. Lovely. Up into your downward dog. Let's stay there this time. So push into the hands. Nice strong shoulders. We're going to pedal the feet. So one heel even at a time, pressing into the mat. Rolling over your big toe, really waking up those ankles and calves now. Waking up the shoulders by pressing into the mat, keeping them active. And then both heels go down. We're going to walk the hands back towards us. So bend the knees as much as you need to walk the hands in towards you. And then we're going to roll up. So big breath in, exhaling, either walking the hands up the thighs or hanging heavy with the arms and shoulders. Rolling even, all the way back up to standing. Nice and tall through the spine. We're going to come to the centre of the mat and then go wide with the feet. So wherever's comfortable. And then from there, we're going to swivel. So we're going to swivel to face one direction. And we want to make sure that we are nicely balanced. So widen your legs if you need to for a bit of help with balance. We're going to push the weight into that back heel so we can keep that back leg relatively straight. And then we're going to bend into the front one. So we start to feel that hip flexor stretch. From there, we're just going to take a big breath in, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, encouraging the chest to lift. Feeling that stretch. If you want to deepen it, bend into that front knee a bit more, push the weight back into that heel behind you. Good, 2 more breaths here. Big breath in. Reach the hands up to the ceiling, let it encourage the chest to lift. Good. Nice one. Come back. Swivel forwards, but keep the legs wide. We're going to just let that back foot rotate back so that it's horizontal on the mat now. We're going to keep the front foot facing forwards. Again, we're going to bend into the front knee. We're going to rest on that thigh. And we're going to do a side stretch over. And release. And again, bring it down, resting on that front thigh as we bend into the knee. Release. Now you can stay with this a little bit easier, or if you want to challenge, you're going to reach that hand all the way to the foot and that front side, and then come back up. So just sliding down the inside of the leg, pushing the knee out wide, not letting it roll inwards, and then release. We've got 1 more. Brilliant. Come back to centre with the feet, and then we're going to do the same thing going the other way. So swivel to face this way. Remember, we want to push the weight into that back heel, and we want to bend into this front leg until we feel that nice stretch on the hip flexors. Waking up the hips, reach the arms up, stretch to the ceiling. So big breaths in, reach up tall with the chest. If you want to deepen the stretch, bend into that front knee, push the heel back behind you. Couple of big breaths as you hold this. Awesome. Come down. Swivel that back foot so that it's horizontal on the mat. Keep the front foot facing forwards. Same thing, bending into this front leg. Take the weight over onto that thigh as you reach over. And then release. Release. Good. Remember, you can stay with this so you're supported on that front thigh, or you can start to reach the foot. So reach all the way down the inside of that leg, push the knee out wide, reach, and then back. Keep the breath flowing. Brilliant, we've got 2 more. Last one. Brilliant, come back to centre, heel toe your way back in. Shake everything off. Do a big breath in, circle the arms wide. So nice tall spine, nice open chest. And again. Last time. Brilliant work. I hope you have a fabulous day.